What if the very things you lovingly placed around your home, the vintage lamp in the corner, the painting you picked up on vacation, even your favorite table you inherited from your parents, were silently draining your energy, blocking your opportunities, and disturbing the flow of wealth meant for you? That vase you adore, the shelf you spent hours arranging, or that comfy but oddly angled armchair? What if they weren't just decor, but energetic messengers constantly shaping your fortune, whether you realize it or not? You see, most of us decorate our homes with the best intentions. We place objects to feel inspired, to create comfort, or simply to make a space feel more us. We follow trends, we showcase memories, we choose what looks right to the eye. But Feng Shui, this ancient wisdom passed down through generations, whispers a deeper truth. Every single object in your environment has a frequency. Some invite wealth, some protect your spirit, but others carry stagnation, conflict, and subtle imbalance. And when those conflicting energies take root in your home, they don't just sit quietly in a corner. They radiate, they speak, and over time they shape your health, your clarity, your sleep, your decisions, and yes, your finances. That's why today's video is not about expensive renovations. It's not about tearing down walls or buying all new furniture. It's about something far more powerful: awareness. Because once you learn to see what's really happening around you, once you understand which common decor items may be silently sabotaging your peace, your prosperity, your energy, you'll be able to shift your environment with just a few intentional changes. That awareness alone can begin to rewire your reality. I know what you might be thinking. Can a mirror really impact my mental clarity? Can a misplaced sculpture affect my opportunities? Can the artwork in my hallway drain my motivation? The short answer, yes. But the long answer is more fascinating. Feng Shui isn't superstition. It's a system of natural intelligence that reads the flow of energy in your space the same way your body reads hunger, danger, or joy. And your home, whether you realize it or not, is either helping you rise or slowly pulling you down. And let me be clear, this isn't about guilt. It's not about shame. It's about awakening. Because when you finally tune into the subtle conversations happening all around you between your objects, your energy, and your life path, something beautiful happens. You gain control. You start to feel lighter. Opportunities flow more easily. That stubborn fatigue starts to lift. Conversations become more aligned, and your space stops working against you and starts working with you. You might have noticed this already. Maybe you've walked into someone else's home and immediately felt tense without knowing why. Or maybe there's a room in your own house you avoid without thinking. That's not coincidence. That's energetic feedback. And Feng Shui gives us the language and the tools to decode it. Today on New Day Mindfulness, we'll walk through the most common decorative mistakes that silently disturb your home's energy. But more importantly, I'll show you how to fix them easily, affordably, and intentionally. You'll learn what kinds of objects block the natural flow of abundance. You'll discover why certain placements lead to restless sleep, unexplainable anxiety, or financial stagnation. And you'll see how minor shifts in positioning, symbolism, or material can unlock major improvements in your quality of life. And please hear this. If you ignore these subtle mistakes, the cost might not be loud or obvious, but it will be deep. Sleepless nights, missed chances, money that slips through your fingers no matter how hard you work, relationships that never seem to stabilize. But if you take a moment, just a single moment, to realign your space, to see it through the lens of energy instead of just aesthetics, you might be shocked at how quickly things begin to shift. Feng Shui doesn't require belief, it only requires attention. Before we dive in, I'd like to ask for a moment of support. If this message is already resonating with you, or if you know someone whose home might be quietly working against them, please take a second and right now to give this video a like. If you're new here, tap that subscribe button and help us reach 5,000 followers. Because the more people who join this journey, the more light we can spread. And if there's a friend or loved one who might need a fresh start, share this video with them. Sometimes the smallest ripple of awareness is enough to change everything. This is New Day Mindfulness, And today we're not just rearranging furniture, we're realigning destinies. Let's begin. 5. Mistakes that drain your luck and fixes that restore flow. Mistake 1, sharp corners, sharp energy. You've walked into someone's home before and felt it. Tension in the air that didn't come from words or people. Just a subtle unease, as though the space was bracing for impact. What you may not have realized is that the tension wasn't always emotional, it was architectural. It was coming from the furniture, and more specifically, from its shape. Mistake number 1 in today's video is so common it hides in plain sight. It disguises itself in clean lines, minimalist design, and Pinterest-perfect decor. But energetically, it's a dagger. And I'm talking about sharp corners, pointed edges, and aggressive geometries that disrupt the peace of your home. So here's the truth that modern design never told you. That sleek coffee table with glass corners you were so proud to buy. The triangle-shaped bookshelf in the corner of your reading nook. That edgy metal wall art with dramatic angles. In Feng Shui, these aren't just design choices. They're energetic weapons, and they generate what we call qi, or cutting energy. Now I want to pause and invite you to really take this in, because this isn't about fear or superstition. It's about subtle forces that your body is already reading, whether you're aware of it or not. So let's unpack this with the presence it deserves. Qi literally means killing breath or cutting energy. It is one of the most disruptive forces in Feng Shui, and it doesn't come from evil spirits or bad luck. It comes from imbalances in form, proportion, and flow. When energy moves through a space, it behaves like water or wind. It wants to circulate, to nourish, to curve and bend gracefully through your rooms. But when that energy meets a sharp corner, it doesn't gently pass by. It ricochets, it cuts, it becomes erratic. And over time, that erratic energy accumulates into patterns of discomfort, headaches that have no medical explanation, rising tension in conversations, shallow sleep, or that creeping feeling of always being on edge. These symptoms are not abstract. They are real, lived, and often misdiagnosed as stress when the root cause is spatial. Let me give you an image. Imagine you are seated on your couch and a rectangular glass coffee table sits in front of you. Its edges jut toward your knees. You don't consciously feel threatened, but your body, your nervous system, registers that sharp line, that pointed angle, as something to guard against. Your shoulders tighten slightly. Your breath becomes a little more shallow. Now magnify that by days, weeks, months. What starts as a subtle protective instinct becomes a permanent layer of physical tension. Multiply that effect by every sharp edge in the room, bookcases, corners of desks, square chairs facing each other at 90 degrees, and you start to understand how the layout of your space is echoing into your well-being. Now let's take that awareness deeper. Sharp corners aimed directly at key zones in the home, like your bed, your front door, or your desk, are especially disruptive. Why? Because these are energetic centers where you rest, enter, or make decisions. A pointed bookshelf aimed at your bed creates an environment of vigilance. Your subconscious can't fully relax because it reads danger. A spiked console table near your entryway repels good energy before it even has a chance to circulate. And a hard-edged desk pointed at your back while working? That's not just uncomfortable. It's like energetically inviting instability into your professional life. This brings us to a powerful insight, and I want you to hear it clearly. In Feng Shui, form equals function equals energy. The shape of an object is not neutral. It dictates how energy flows, where it settles, and how it affects you. That's why modern design trends, though visually appealing, often unknowingly create energetic chaos. Industrial chic, brutalist lines, ultra-minimalist steel structures. These are not inherently bad, but if you don't balance their energy, they become problematic. A space dominated by angular, metallic, or spiked elements lacks the softness that human beings require to thrive. So what's the fix? It's beautifully simple. Round is grounding. Round shapes invite softness. They allow energy to circulate instead of spike. They signal peace, not conflict. A round mirror over a rectangular dresser can neutralize harshness. Swapping a glass corner coffee table for an oval wooden one can transform your living room's entire energy. And even if you can't replace the furniture, you can soften it. Add a textured cloth over a corner, use a floor cushion to round out a square, or place a plant to deflect the sharp angle and invite growth energy instead. This is not about buying new things. It's about redirecting energy. Let me share a real story with you. A young executive living in Boston came to me last year. Her home was sleek, modern, and impeccably decorated. But she was suffering from relentless migraines and mounting tension at work. She had tried everything: diet, exercise, meditation. Nothing worked. When I visited her apartment, I immediately noticed the source. Her living room was dominated by sharp-edged glass and chrome pieces. Her couch faced a square table that jutted directly at her. Her shelves were metal triangles. Even her wall art featured jagged geometric panels. She was living in a visual minefield. We didn't throw everything out. We just replaced her coffee table with a soft-edged wooden piece, added a few cushions to her chairs, and introduced some circular wall decor. Within 3 weeks, her migraines began to fade. Within 6, she reported smoother conversations at work and better sleep. That's not magic, that's energy rebalanced. And here's where we bring it back to you. I want you to take a gentle inventory of your space right now. Stand in the doorway of your living room. What shapes dominate? Where do the edges point? Are they aimed at sitting areas, beds, or walkways? Do they feel inviting or aggressive? Don't judge, just observe. Awareness is the first step. Once you see what's been hidden in plain sight, you can begin to shift it. And for those of you who are journaling or creating a Feng Shui map of your home, make note of the zones most impacted by sharp geometry. Is it your love corner, your wealth corner, your creativity zone? The placement tells a story. A sharp object in the wealth area might point to money slipping through your fingers. In the relationship zone, it could suggest ongoing tension or emotional spikes. Your home isn't random. It's a mirror of your life. And every edge, every object, every angle is a line in that story. Let me say something with deep sincerity here. This is not about perfection. Life is messy. Homes evolve. You are not failing if your space isn't a Zen retreat yet. But what you can do today, right now, is soften one edge. Choose one corner that's always bothered you and shift it. Maybe it's the point of a shelf aimed at your bed. Maybe it's a table corner that's too close to your favorite chair. Cover it, redirect it, round it. One shift creates a ripple. And energy, once redirected, doesn't just move, it multiplies. This is why Feng Shui isn't interior design. It's soul design. It teaches us to shape our outer world in harmony with our inner one. And when you create softness where there was harshness, when you replace edges with curves, you're not just adjusting a room, you're creating space for clarity, compassion, and calm to enter your life. So to wrap this first mistake, I leave you with a mantra. Where there is sharpness, create flow. Where there is tension, invite grace, and where there is imbalance, plant beauty. Your space listens, and now you know how to speak to it. Mistake 2, dead or damaged items. Every cracked plate, dried flower, or broken frame tells your space. We've stopped growing. That sentence may sound poetic, but in Feng Shui, it is practical and dangerous. In the last section, we talked about sharp corners, how aggressive geometry quietly cuts through the flow of your life, your clarity, your peace. But the second mistake, the one we're about to explore, is far more insidious. It doesn't shout at you with jagged lines. It doesn't poke you when you walk by. Instead, it lingers quietly, stagnant, dull, forgotten. And in its silence, it slowly pulls you downward. Take a deep breath and look around your home. How many things are sitting in the corners of your shelves or cabinets that are no longer whole, no longer alive, or no longer serving a purpose? That old perfume bottle that's empty but you kept because the glass was pretty. The photo frame that cracked during the last move but you just turned it around to face the wall. The vase of dried roses from your last anniversary. At first glance, these may seem sentimental or decorative, but in Feng Shui, they're what we call energetic dead weight, and they matter more than you think. Let me explain why this matters, not just philosophically, but energetically. neurologically, emotionally. Objects are not neutral. They are embedded with memory, meaning, and energy. That's not superstition, it's observation. Numerous studies in environmental psychology have confirmed what ancient wisdom has known for centuries. The state of our environment mirrors the state of our inner world. A cluttered, broken, lifeless space tells your subconscious every single day that something is unfinished, that something is no longer flowing, that the cycle has paused, or worse, that you're stuck. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. What you allow to remain broken around you will eventually reflect what feels broken within you. A chipped mug may seem harmless until you realize it's the one you reach for every morning. It's where you begin your day. And subconsciously, you begin it from a place of not enough, not whole, not cared for. And the energy of that chipped mug, that dried bouquet, that cracked plate, you carry it with you into your conversations, your decisions, your confidence. Let me take you deeper into the symbolism. In Feng Shui, everything in your home has a purpose. It either holds energy, moves energy, or reflects it. When something is broken or expired, it becomes a block. Not just a physical one, but a spiritual one, a mental one. Imagine trying to run a marathon while dragging a heavy sack of rocks behind you. That's what it's like to live surrounded by broken things. They slow you down, they sap your chai, and the worst part is, you often don't even realize it's happening. Let me share a story. A few years ago, I worked with a client in Seattle, a woman in her early 40s, highly successful on the surface. She was a top executive at a tech firm, well-compensated, intelligent, respected. But she came to me with a simple complaint. I'm tired all the time. My home feels heavy. I sleep, but don't rest. We walked through her space together, and something jumped out immediately. Her home was beautiful, but subtly filled with what I call emotional residue. On her dresser sat an antique mirror with a large crack in one corner. That broke when I moved in here, she said. I meant to fix it, but now I barely notice it. In her kitchen were 3 mismatched mugs, each chipped. They've been with me for years, she explained. They remind me of college. And in the hallway, a dead potted plant, dried to the root, but left in place as if time had simply forgotten it. I asked her gently, "What do you think these items are saying to you?" She paused, then her eyes welled up. That I'm holding on, that I haven't moved forward. That's when it hit her. She hadn't just neglected to clean up her environment. She'd allowed her space to become a museum of emotional inertia, and each object whispered a little message of fatigue, of unfinished business, of who she used to be. Within a week, she replaced the mirror, threw out the mugs, planted fresh herbs, and something remarkable happened. Her sleep improved, her energy lifted, her creative drive returned. Coincidence? Perhaps. Or perhaps, as Feng Shui teaches us, the outer environment simply started reflecting a more empowered inner state. Now let me be clear, this isn't about perfectionism. Life isn't about always having brand new things or obsessively clearing every flaw. That leads to anxiety, not harmony. This is about intentionality, awareness, choosing what to keep not because of habit, but because it nurtures your life force. In Buddhist practice, awareness is the first gateway to transformation. You cannot shift what you do not first see. That's why today's lesson is not just about broken things. It's about broken agreements between your space and your spirit. Let's go further. Did you know that many cultures, Japanese, Thai, Tibetan, have rituals for releasing broken items? Not throwing them out in haste, but saying thank you. Completing the energy cycle. In Japan, they even have the art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is mended with gold, not to hide the cracks, but to honor them. In our modern homes, we often forget this. We discard or ignore. We keep what we no longer love. And that, in turn, keeps us from feeling truly alive in our space. So I want to offer you this today. Go on an energy audit of your home. Not a cleaning binge, not a Pinterest-inspired makeover, but a quiet, sacred inspection. Room by room, corner by corner. Ask every object, are you whole? Do you support me? Do you reflect who I am becoming? If it's broken, repair it with care or release it with thanks. If it's dead, let it return to the earth. If it's expired, let it go with gratitude. This practice isn't about minimalism. It's about meaning. When your space is filled only with what is whole, what is loved, what is alive, then your own energy begins to reflect that same truth. You begin to move with clarity, make decisions with ease, sleep with peace. That's not magic. That's alignment. Here's a journaling prompt you can use tonight. What in my space have I allowed to stay broken? And what is that teaching me about how I've treated my own energy? You may be surprised at what surfaces. One more real-world reference before we wrap this section. You may know Marie Kondo, author of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Millions followed her spark joy method. But what most people missed was that her teaching wasn't just about tidiness. It was about chi. She taught people to respect the energy of objects, to thank them, to release them, to live surrounded only by what supports their joy. That's not just Japanese aesthetics. That's global wisdom, and Feng Shui honors it deeply. So the next time you glance at that cracked mug, or the lifeless plant, or the broken clock that hasn't ticked in months, ask yourself, what is this really saying to me? And is that a message I want to keep living by? Because the truth is this, your home speaks every day. And whether it whispers hope or echoes decay, that choice is yours. Mistake 3, overuse of gloomy colors. Your home's mood isn't in the music, it's in the walls. That single sentence holds more truth than most people realize. Because long before you hit play on your favorite playlist, your body is already listening. Not to melody, but to color, to the visual rhythm of your surroundings. And while many people think of color as mere style or taste, in Feng Shui, color is vibration. It's emotion. It's a silent song that your subconscious hears every second you spend in a space. And when that song is too quiet, too gray, too dark, it begins to drain more than just light from your room. It dims your spirit. Let me ask you this, and please be honest with yourself. Have you ever walked into your own home and felt heavier, more tired, or strangely uninspired? Maybe nothing was technically wrong. No loud noise, no clutter, just a subtle cloudiness, a fog of stillness that you couldn't quite explain. You told yourself it was just a long day, or maybe you needed more coffee. But what if it wasn't you at all? What if it was the emotional tone of your space, the very walls around you, whispering fatigue, echoing melancholy, pulling your energy downward rather than lifting you up? This is the often overlooked impact of overusing gloomy tones, what we call subconscious depression traps. Colors like charcoal gray, ash brown, deep navy, slate black, and muted beige may be stylish and modern, but in excess, they do something dangerous. They silence the soul. They turn your home into a place of rest, yes, but also retreat, withdrawal, energetic dormancy. And over time, that dormancy becomes a way of being, a lifestyle, a pattern. Feng Shui, at its core, teaches us that everything emits energy, shapes, materials, sounds, and yes, color. Each hue carries a frequency, and that frequency communicates with your nervous system, your mood, even your hormonal balance. Just like a red rose stirs passion, or a soft blue sky invites calm, an overuse of gloomy shades stimulates what we call yin excess. Yin energy in Feng Shui represents stillness, rest, introspection, qualities that are essential. But when imbalanced, yin becomes heaviness, stagnation, depression. It doesn't inspire action, it resists momentum. Here's where this gets personal. How you color your space often reflects how you color your inner world. We don't just choose muted tones by accident. We gravitate toward them when we feel uncertain, withdrawn, or energetically guarded. A person in transition, leaving a relationship, grieving a loss, questioning purpose, may unconsciously choose grays and taupes because they feel safe, non-intrusive, quiet. But that very quietness, if left unchecked, becomes isolating, especially in areas meant to spark interaction, living rooms, dining areas, creative workspaces. Gloomy palettes can actually discourage connection. They make rooms feel smaller, time feel slower, Conversations feel shorter. And in a time when disconnection is already a modern epidemic, our spaces should be our remedy, not our amplifier. Now imagine this. You walk into a Scandinavian apartment in the middle of a dark winter, days with no sun, nights that last 16 hours. How do they combat the emotional toll? Not with heavy drapes and dark walls. Quite the opposite. They use pale yellows, icy blues, clean whites, mirrored surfaces, and natural woods. These colors don't just look good, they keep seasonal depression at bay. They reflect every available ounce of light. They remind the body of sunshine, openness, hope. This is not interior design. This is mood regulation through visual psychology, and it's something we can all learn from. In a study published by the Journal of Environmental Psychology, participants placed in rooms with warm yellow or light blue walls reported higher levels of optimism, creativity, and sociability compared to those in gray or brown spaces. Their cortisol levels dropped faster. Their willingness to engage in conversation increased. Their perception of time improved. This isn't magic, this is biology responding to color. And if science knows this, Feng Shui has known it for centuries. Here's where your practical shift begins, because Feng Shui isn't about shaming your walls or repainting your whole house. It's about balance, harmony, acknowledgement. If your home is overly muted, you don't need to erase that style. You need to punctuate it with vibrancy. Add a mustard throw pillow to that charcoal couch, a vase of fresh marigolds to the stone-colored dining table, a sky blue tapestry to your beige bedroom wall. It doesn't take much. One intentional burst of color can energetically flip an entire room. If repainting is an option, consider doing a single accent wall in something joyful. Jade green for growth, coral for warmth, sunflower yellow for happiness. These aren't random choices. These are energetic medicines. Let me give you a real example that touched me deeply. A client of mine in Seattle, a woman in her late 40s, recently divorced, emotionally drained, had done everything right by modern design standards. Her home was elegant, minimal, and stunningly curated in slate, taupe, black, and brushed metal. But she couldn't sleep. She couldn't focus. She said her house felt like a museum, beautiful but lifeless. After a deep consultation, we began with one room, her bedroom. We added a soft sage green quilt, a bowl of orange mandarins on her dresser, a watercolor painting of a sunrise. Within days, she called me crying, not out of sadness, but release. She slept soundly for the first time in weeks. Her morning anxiety dropped, and all we'd changed was the color palette. Her space hadn't been cold. It had been starved of joy, and joy lives in color. I want you to pause right now and scan your space. What is the dominant mood your home is expressing? Not what you intended, but what it's actually saying to your body when you walk in. Is it whispering comfort or muttering exhaustion? Is it encouraging creativity or suppressing it? Are the walls nurturing your vitality or slowly dulling it? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's the gift of Feng Shui. It doesn't judge your space, it reveals it. And when you recognize that, you're no longer trapped by design trends or past decisions. You're empowered to shift, to rebalance, to paint with intention. And don't underestimate the power of temporary fixes. Can't repaint right now? Hang a vibrant scarf as art. Place a bowl of lemons on the coffee table. Swap out that monochrome rug for something patterned with color. Bring in fresh flowers once a week. Sunflowers, tulips, peonies. These aren't just decorative touches. They're energetic lifelines. They say, this space is alive. This space is open. This space invites movement, laughter, growth. One final note. In Buddhist philosophy, suffering often stems from clinging to what no longer serves, fearing change, idolizing stillness. Overused gloomy tones are a kind of clinging. They reflect an attachment to emotional safety, to hiding, to invisibility. But your soul wasn't built to hide. It was made to express, to shine, to vibrate in full spectrum. So let your home become a canvas for that expression. Let your walls reflect your rising, your journey, your next chapter. Because at the end of the day, your home is not just where you sleep. It's where your energy sleeps. And it deserves to wake up vibrant, hopeful, and vividly alive, just like you. Mistake 4. Violent or chaotic imagery. If you've ever walked into a home and felt your body subtly stiffen, shoulders rising, breath slowing, chest tightening, and yet couldn't explain why, it may not have been the furniture, the lighting, or even the energy of the people inside. It may have been the imagery, paintings, posters, statues, symbols, because visuals aren't just decorative, they're directional. They don't just fill space, they shape it. And they don't merely hang on your walls, they speak to your subconscious every day. And here's the hard truth. Many homes are whispering stories of fear, pain, conflict, and survival without their owners even knowing it. You may think it's just a painting, but in Feng Shui, nothing is just anything. Every item holds qi, energy. Every image, especially those placed prominently, acts like a mantra the eyes repeat back to the soul. When we surround ourselves with imagery of chaos, turmoil, or emotional isolation, we invite those very frequencies into our daily lives. Not because the image itself is cursed or malevolent, but because it acts as a vibrational template, a reminder, a visual affirmation of struggle. And the subconscious doesn't argue, it absorbs. Let's look at this mistake through a real-world scenario. A young couple in San Francisco had been living together for 3 years. Both were high-functioning professionals. She was a UX designer, he was an environmental attorney. Their apartment was styled in an urban intellectual aesthetic. Think charcoal walls, abstract sculptures, and prominently a large canvas in the living room depicting a post-apocalyptic cityscape. Smoke, destruction, twisted steel. To them, it was bold, thought-provoking, a conversation piece. But beneath that visual bravery was something else, a creeping sense of emotional distance, constant fatigue, and growing disconnection. Arguments erupted over small things. Sleep became shallow. They couldn't explain why, but something always felt heavy. After a Feng Shui consultation, the painting was identified as a visual vortex, a source of sha qi, or sharp energy. It wasn't just art, it was anchoring their space in the frequency of survival, collapse, and uncertainty. Once removed and replaced with a simple landscape of a dawn-lit forest path, a shift occurred. Within weeks, communication improved, sleep deepened, even their pets behaved differently. That's the power of visual qi. That's the quiet influence of imagery. So here's the point of contact that most people overlook. Your home is not just where you live, it's the mirror of your mind. And every image you display is a seed you plant into your subconscious. If those seeds bloom into chaos, don't be surprised when your life feels equally unsettled. When you live among scenes of emotional trauma, whether a crying woman in an abstract painting, a statue of a warrior mid-battle, or a framed photo of a storm-tossed ship, you are reactivating the emotional resonance of those moments, even if they are fictional. It's subtle, yes, but not small. Neuroscience backs this up. The human brain, particularly the amygdala, processes emotional images faster than rational language. When you see violence, despair, or loneliness, even in art, the body registers it as a low-level threat. Cortisol rises. The nervous system contracts. You become alert, slightly guarded. Over time, this compounds into emotional fatigue, anxiety, or even chronic tension. And the tragedy, you may never connect the dots. You may think it's the news, your workload, your relationships, but sometimes it's the canvas on the wall behind your TV, the print above your bed, the sculpture in the hallway. What you see daily becomes what you feel unconsciously. In Feng Shui, we are taught that visual language is one of the fastest ways to shift qi. That's why temples are adorned with serene Buddhas, flowing lotus flowers, and celestial landscapes. Not because they're pretty, but because they train the mind toward peace, clarity, and expansion. Your home should do the same. It should uplift, not unsettle. It should remind you of harmony, not hardship. And the art you choose plays a central role in that. Let's be clear, this doesn't mean you have to live in a pastel bubble of clouds and puppies. Power can be depicted peacefully. Strength doesn't have to scream. If you love bold statements, choose images that evoke upward movement, light, community, or resilience. A dancer mid-leap, a tree rising through snow, a sunrise over still water. These don't dilute your aesthetic, they refine it. They align your design with a nourishing narrative. So I ask you all, what stories are your walls telling you? Are they whispering calm or shouting confusion? Are they affirming healing or anchoring hurt? Because every image is a decision, and every decision shapes direction. Think of it this way. Imagine walking into the home of someone you deeply respect, someone who exudes wisdom, peace, and impact. Maybe it's the Dalai Lama, maybe it's Oprah, maybe it's your grandmother. What do you see on their walls? What would feel right in their space? What imagery would you expect to surround a soul that radiates clarity and compassion? That's your benchmark. Take the example of Michelle Obama. In interviews, she shared how their personal living spaces were curated with symbols of connection, family photos, meaningful art from community artists, imagery that reflected growth and hope. Even in high-pressure environments, her surroundings grounded her. That's intentional living. That's energetic sovereignty. Or look at the homes of great spiritual teachers. Thich Nhat Hanh, for instance. His Plum Village residence in France was filled with gentle imagery, bamboo forests, calligraphy of mindfulness teachings, photographs of shared joy. Not a single piece screamed rebellion or despair. Not because life is always peaceful, but because the space is tasked with reminding you that peace is always possible. And here's where we return to your home, your space, your story. What have you chosen to witness every day? If you've surrounded yourself with chaotic imagery out of habit, trend, or inherited taste, don't judge yourself. Awareness is a gift, not a punishment. Now that you see it, you have the power to reshape it. Begin with your most frequented spaces, your bedroom, your living room, your entrance. Look at what hangs there. Ask yourself, how does this make me feel? Truly feel. Not what it says about you to others, not what the artist intended, but what it does to your nervous system in the quiet moments. Then begin the shift. Replace one piece at a time. Don't rush. Let it be a ritual, a renewal. Go to a local artist market, a nature photography site, or create your own artwork that reflects the inner state you want to cultivate. Let your walls become altars of alignment. Let your decor become declarations of inner truth. Let your visuals tell a story you are proud to live inside. Even the smallest image change can cause a ripple. A mother in Vancouver shared how swapping a framed photo of a desolate winter street for one of her family on a summer hike dramatically improved her teenage son's mood. Another viewer from our New Day Mindfulness community replaced a portrait of a solitary woman with one of 3 generations laughing around a table. She reported fewer panic attacks and deeper sleep. Coincidence? Maybe. But in Feng Shui, we know better. Energy responds to intention, and intention begins with attention. This is the invitation of mistake number 4. Not to fear your space, but to friend it. To walk into your home and feel your shoulders drop. To glance at a wall and feel your breath deepen. to witness your surroundings and feel witnessed back. Because that's what a good image does. It sees you, supports you, silently says, you're safe here. So let this be your takeaway. You don't have to be an artist to curate energy. You only have to care enough to choose consciously. Every image in your home is a doorway to stress or to serenity. You are the gatekeeper. You decide what enters. You decide what stays. And in doing so, you reclaim not just your walls, but your wellness. If you're ready for a home that reflects the peace, power, and purpose you're cultivating within, start with your imagery. Let it be honest. Let it be uplifting. Let it be yours. Mistake 5, elemental mismatches. You've just taken a deep breath, maybe even rearranged a room or two after hearing how certain images, like chaotic storms or violent scenes, may quietly stir unease in your subconscious. But now we shift from the visible to the invisible, from what your walls display to what your space vibrates with underneath it all. Because here's the truth few people ever learn to see. Even if your decor is calm and your furniture beautifully arranged, your space can still be energetically working against you. Not because of what's wrong, but because of what doesn't belong. That's what we call an elemental mismatch. Let's begin with something that may sound ancient, but has never been more relevant than it is right now, the 5 elements. In Feng Shui, we don't just decorate, we harmonize. And harmony begins with understanding which of the 5 elemental forces you are most aligned with. Wood, fire, earth, metal, or water. These aren't random labels. They are energetic archetypes just as real and present as your personality, your blood type, or your sleep patterns. You were born with an elemental imprint, a core energy type that reveals how you move through the world, how you regenerate, how you connect, how you succeed. And when the space around you echoes a different rhythm than your own, you don't just feel off, you start unraveling. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever walked into a room that felt perfectly designed, clean, and organized, yet somehow it drained you, or worse? Have you ever lived in a home that looked good on paper but left you in a unmotivated, anxious, constantly tired for no clear reason? That's not imagination. That's elemental disharmony. You were vibrating at one frequency and your environment was humming in another. Let's ground this with an example. Picture someone born under the energy of fire, someone radiant, expressive, naturally driven to lead and inspire. Fire people need stimulation. They thrive in passion, in warm light, in symbols of transformation. Now place that person in a home dominated by the water element. Cool tones, black furniture, glass walls, and curved, flowy decor. What begins as elegant quickly becomes oppressive. That fire soul starts to flicker. They may report lack of focus, low stamina, self-doubt, and even creative blocks. Why? Because water puts out fire. The space doesn't support the person, it contains them. Over time, this creates not just fatigue, but identity erosion. And this is where the most dangerous Feng Shui mistake hides. Not in clutter, not in sharp corners, not in gloomy colors, but in subtle environments that starve your elemental essence. You won't notice it overnight, but you'll feel it in the long run, in your confidence, in your health, in the way luck seems to miss your door over and over again. Now let's take a moment to reflect on your own life. Do you feel like your home restores you or requires effort to recover from? Do you feel energized in your space, or are you constantly seeking energy elsewhere? That discomfort may not be because your space is bad. It may simply be built in a language your soul doesn't speak. To go deeper, we need to understand the 5 elements more intimately. I want you to listen closely and ask yourself, which one feels most like me? Then We'll look at how to honor it in your home. Wood. The wood person is the dreamer and the doer. Visionary, ambitious, constantly growing. Think trees pushing upward toward light, bamboo swaying but unbreakable. If you are wood, you thrive in open spaces, in natural textures like unfinished wood, in shades of green and soft blues. You need plants. You need vertical lines, upward movement, expansive horizons. What drains you? Too much metal, too much structure, rigidity, sharpness. A wood soul in a metal home feels like a tree growing inside a steel cage. It may survive, but it won't thrive. Fire. The fire person is bold, charismatic, emotional, dynamic. Fire types lead revolutions, birth ideas, move fast and burn bright. They need red, orange, strong lighting, triangular shapes, and candles. They do well with drama, bold artwork, passionate music, vibrant fabrics. But they are fragile when drowned in water energy. Black tones, low lighting, too many mirrors or reflective surfaces. A fire soul in a water house becomes dampened, hesitant, sometimes depressed. What used to be a spark turns into smoke. Earth people are stabilizers, nurturing, dependable, grounded. They're the friends everyone turns to, the coworkers who hold the team together. Earth energy craves warm colors, yellows, ochres, and terracottas, square shapes, low and sturdy furniture, pottery, ceramics, and a strong central space. Earth does not like too much wood, which can exhaust it, or too much fire, which burns it. If you're Earth and you live in a tall, vertical space full of green upward energy, you may feel scattered, worried, or always behind. It's not you. It's a mismatch. Metal. Metal types are focused, analytical, precise. They like clarity, structure, systems that work. Their ideal space is minimalist, clean, with whites, grays, metallic accents, circles, and airiness. But give a metal person too much fire, too much stimulation, chaos, red tones, sharp edges, and they get agitated or burnt out. If you're metal and your space constantly overwhelms you with loud decor, intense patterns, or disorganization, you'll feel disoriented. Your brain will crave stillness it cannot find. Water. Finally, water. The artist, the philosopher, the deep listener. Water energy flows. It needs curves, deep blues and blacks, reflective surfaces, quiet corners, a sense of mystery. Water people regenerate in calm and solitude, often needing symbolic depth around them. Books, oceanscapes, and fluid movement. But if you overload water with too much earth, clunky furniture, heavy warm tones, it gets stuck. Water stagnates. You may feel uninspired, stuck in a rut, unable to flow. So here's the biggest truth you may not have heard before. Your space should not just reflect your style. It should replenish your soul. The chair you sit in should nourish your body. The wall color should feed your clarity. The art on your shelves should remind your subconscious. You are in alignment. You are home. Let's pause for a moment and think about someone you know, maybe a public figure, who embodies transformation. Take Gordon Ramsay, known for his fire, intensity, and no-nonsense leadership in the kitchen. A few years ago, Ramsay hit a point of burnout. He wasn't sleeping well. His motivation was scattered. His team noted he was off rhythm. That's when he decided to consult Feng Shui experts, not for his restaurant, but for his home. He rebalanced his space based on elemental alignment, more fire and earth, less water and metal, warmer tones, stronger lighting, better circulation. Within months, his clarity returned. He called it rebooting my operating system. That's elemental harmony at work. Now let's get practical. You don't need to renovate your entire home to correct elemental mismatches. You need to start small but intentional. First, discover your birth element. You can look this up based on your Chinese zodiac year or birth chart. Once you know your element, scan your home with fresh eyes. Ask, does this space speak my language or suppress it? Second, build support. For fire, bring in reds, candles, dynamic art. For wood, add plants, verticality, natural textures. For earth, create grounding corners, use low warm light and stable materials. For metal, organize and declutter, use circular shapes and white space. For water, add flowing lines, calming tones, and quiet sanctuaries. Third, watch how you feel. After each adjustment, observe your sleep, your focus, your relationships. Because the proof of Feng Shui is always in your lived experience, not in theory. And finally, remember this. If your home doesn't match your elemental self, you're not just decorating out of sync, you're slowly disconnecting from your own power. But when your space sings in the same key as your soul, that's when the real miracles begin. Let your home be your echo, not your echo chamber. Let it be the place that reminds you every single day that you belong, you're supported, and you are aligned. Final, the energy of choice, your home listens, and it reflects what it hears. It may sound poetic, but it's also profoundly true, because the items you surround yourself with, from that sharp-edged coffee table to the lonely painting in your hallway, the chipped mug you refuse to throw out, or the gray walls you convinced yourself were calming, they're not just decor, they're declarations. And over time, those declarations become your atmosphere, your thoughts, your energy. So let me ask you something gently but honestly. What is your home saying about you without words? Is it speaking to your growth or echoing your stagnation? Is it holding space for your future or still clinging to your past? Because now you've seen the patterns. These 5 mistakes aren't rare. They're common precisely because most of us never pause to question them. We buy what looks good. We keep what was gifted. We inherit what feels familiar. And before we know it, we've built homes that no longer speak to who we are or who we want to become. Let's quickly gather the thread. Mistake number 1, sharp edges and harsh geometry quietly build stress into your space. Mistake number 2, keeping broken, expired, or lifeless objects signals stagnation to your energy. Mistake number 3, leaning too heavily on gloomy tones dulls your vitality and vision. Mistake number 4, violent or chaotic imagery subtly triggers emotional unrest. And mistake number 5, elemental mismatches between you and your environment can leave you drained, disoriented, and disconnected. Do you see the pattern now? These aren't aesthetic errors. They're energetic blind spots. Quiet choices we make every day that shape how we sleep, how we work, how we feel, and what we attract. And the beautiful truth is, you are not stuck. Feng Shui doesn't ask you to throw out everything or chase perfection. It simply asks you to become aware and intentional. Because even changing just one thing, a sharp table, a dried bouquet, a painting that no longer reflects your hope, sends a powerful signal to the universe. I am ready to receive better. And that readiness, that's where transformation begins. That's where your space stops being a backdrop and starts becoming your ally. At New Day Mindfulness, our mission is simple but sacred: to help you turn everyday surroundings into sacred support systems so you feel safer, stronger, and luckier in your own space. This is not about superstition. It's about self-respect. It's about aligning your external world with the internal truth you already carry. We believe that the energy you allow in your home becomes the energy you live by. And once you get that right, everything else, your health, your peace, your luck, starts falling into place. So I'll leave you with this thought. Your home doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be true. True to your energy, true to your goals, true to the life you are ready to build. And now it's your turn. If this video inspired you, I invite you to share it, comment below with what you're ready to remove or adjust, and subscribe to New Day Mindfulness. Help us reach 5,000 followers so we can continue to bring practical, healing Feng Shui into more lives. Because together we're not just rearranging rooms, we're reshaping our futures, one intentional choice at a time,